vibe, got the 1942 pouring in my cup. In the session real loud, good gas, yeah, you know we about to roll it up. Bring the bottles to the session, big tab, go ahead and just live it up. Get lit one night, after that we can go ahead.
What's going on? It's your boy Icon, and we're here on 95 South Podcast once again. First and foremost, want to thank God for this opportunity to be on here, you know what I'm saying, with my brother from another mother. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Barry White Jr. voice. You know what I'm saying? Your baby mama favorite host. You know what I'm saying? Jacob the Great. What's going on, fam?
Oh, man, glad to be in the land of the living. Just thankful once again to be on this side of the dirt, man. You know, we wake up, we got a chance and a choice, but it's definitely another day to get it right. So, man, we here, man. So, I guess until we wait on our guests, um, you know, you live in Atlanta, Georgia. It is interesting to see what you say about, I heard people saying the two records that Quavo done put out after the Chris Brown diss. They was like, hey, they sound all right, man, but man, he got to have something else in the arsenal, man. You know, something else in the tank, man. They was like, man, maybe he can call Master P and get some No Limit Soldiers. You know, but listen, man, listen. They was like, man, we don't know what to say. That's got to be up there with some of the best diss tracks we heard. You know what I mean? Not no J. Cole and Kendrick beef. They were saying that compared to the Kendrick and J. Cole and compared to Chris Brown, the Kendrick and J. Cole diss tracks are whack. Well, the Kendrick and Drake diss tracks are whack. So, what you think about people saying that?
I think all of us weak. Like I don't even know when people talking about Drake versus. I'm like, to me, that let me know Drake is not a real battle rapper. If y'all actually look at Drake's song, "Drop It Give Me 50." First of all, the song, the hook right there is corny to me in the beginning. "Drop It Give Me 50," and the beat, the whole thing. Like, if you're gonna do a battle rap, if you're gonna do a battle song, it can be something hard. And don't battle song and the whole thing. I think Drake. I think the whole thing. I said Drake and Kendrick and J. Cole, all the pillow fight. That ain't no battle rapping, they pillow fight. You know what I'm saying? So I think the whole thing is weak. Like Chris Brown, it's crazy. Chris Brown, an R&B dude, had to show y'all what battle rapping really is. You know? Doing your lady.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good,
Good
good,
morning, good
good.
morning. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm sorry I'm running late, guys.
Yeah, we
Sorry
got
about that. I was having difficulties
battle.
downloading the app.
Okay.
hmm
Yeah,
How
we
y'all
could talk about what was going on this past couple of weeks. With
between the Quavo, Chris Brown, Kendrick
well,
Lamar,
yeah,
J. Cole?
Like, so what's your thoughts on that?
I respect J. Cole apologizing. Honestly speaking, it takes a real man to be able to go and in front of millions of people and say, yo, I let people get in my head. This is not even me. And I apologize to this man because this man is one of the greatest rappers alive to me. I respect that. I argue with people every day about that damn man all the time because they like, nah, you're not supposed to do that. And I'm like, yo, y'all know how much that took because he feel like it wasn't him. He's better than that. So he let everybody, yo, what you gonna do? What's your comeback gonna be? He said it out his own mouth. And so that's my intake on it. I respect him as a man. It take a lot to do that.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm
Mhm.
we get into your story. So I heard it's an old football player named Marcellus Wiley was on Vlad, and he was saying the thing that he respected it. He said if you look at the history of battle rapping, most battle raps, even from back in the '80s, is what apology given at some point. He said the only thing different between this and that one, those back in the is that he apologized immediately afterwards versus maybe apologizing 5, 10 years later when you get more mature about what.
Mhm.
So that and it said if battling every battle, most battles it ended up in an apology at some point. So,
Right. I agree.
but anyway, Jacob, go ahead and get us going with this young lady, get her to us her story. You know what I mean?
All right, man. Great, great. We have this morning we have Lady B, hip hop artist. How could you say a an influencer, you know, um, a real blunt person, when it comes to her music. And she just, as they say, she stand on top of her business. So welcome to the show.
How you doing? Thank you for having
Good,
me.
good, good. So before we get into your story and your journey, because in hip hop, it's definitely a journey.
Hmm.
So so before we get into your journey, when people ask you who is Lady B, what kind of response is that?
Lady B is an artist. I'm an artist. I'm a rapper. I'm a writer. I'm everything that comes with music. That's what Lady B is. I love music to death. Is my life. Is a way to tell my story because I don't really fuck with people. Through my music is how I get people to understand who Lady B is. You understand what I'm saying? That's what Lady B is. I'm just my music. That anything you hear in my music is me. Like it's no cap in my rap. It's no, it's just me. A way to express myself because I don't. I'm very closed off. So through my music is my way to open up and let people in. Hmm.
Okay, okay, okay. So if you don't mind me asking, where are you originally from?
I'm from the Bronx,
You from the Bronx? Okay,
New
BX.
York.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay, okay. Big ups to the Bronx, where it all
Hmm.
started at, for sure, for sure. Big ups to the Bronx. So when it comes to you in music, when did you discover that you had a passion to do this and to do it so you can get it out to the masses?
Well, I've been rapping, doing music. Publicly, I could say I've been doing music 7 years, but I've always wanted to do music. Like since I was a kid, I just was bad. I was outside. I was in the streets. I wanted to be, with the gang instead of, in the studio. Now that I'm older, I wish I would have been started because I would have been on. I would have been on by now. But I was, I was just a bad kid. So I've always done music. My dad still got my rhyme book from when I was 12 years old. When I got arrested when I was 12 and came home, he still has my rhyme book from then. Anybody that knows me will tell you she's always rapped. Like I'll make a rap out of all of us, me, my brothers and sisters' names in a room. Music always been my thing. It just wasn't something that I thought I would pursue because of my lifestyle. You understand what I'm saying? The way I was living. I wanted to be a thug. That's so now that I'm older, music became serious probably when I was 27. So it's been
Okay,
probably 7 years now.
okay. So what was your first time like? What was that experience like for you when you first went into the studio? Like, how was that experience working with a studio engineer, a producer, and just seeing them play it back for you and be like, well, this part should go right here, or I like this flow right here, but need more cadence on the track, or like, how was those
Mhm.
conversations after your first experience? After you recorded, and how did you feel recording that first single?
Um, I felt great. I felt amazing. I was happy that I was able to because the engineer that I worked with, he didn't work with females. So shout out to Dot Stash, um, B Dot. That was my engineer. He actually passed away. He had killed himself. Beginning of the ending of last year. So working with him is like working with an engineer that's so serious. He didn't give me like I didn't know how to read him. I'm like, do you think I'm hot? Do you think I'm trash? Like, and then my manager was like, yo, B, he don't even record females, so he fucking with you. Like he like, yo, shorty, nice. And then he just made me become a better artist because it was just like he wasn't letting me slack. He was like, yo, you could say that better, or I don't understand that word. Say it again. It was like, so working with somebody that loves what they do and you love what you do is amazing to me. And it's so hard right now for me to find that. You understand? Like it's very hard for me right now to find that because a lot of people look at it as a job. Music ain't a job to me. Like I love this shit. Like I ain't getting paid to do it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm putting money into it. That's how much I love it. Y'all know I'm the outcome is for me to get paid, but at the end of the day, I love it so much. Like I will put everything into my music. So to meet an engineer or somebody in the industry that loves what they do just as much as me, oh, it's amazing. So when I found that, it was like the best thing in the world. And I'm looking for somebody else, that could be my stash pain, my Dot Houdini, because he create, the way he made me sound, the magic he created on the track. It was just like, yo, he made me just want to go harder and perfect my craft even more, and just go to him like, hey, Doc, I got another song, or can yo tell Doc I got another song. It was just like, because I know what he can bring, like what he was making me sound like. It was like, ooh, that's me. Oh shit, I was so excited. So yeah, working with somebody that loves music as much as me is like the best thing when it comes
So
to, yeah.
so when I'm a little bit older. So when I was growing up, the music scene in New York was so hot, like Mob Deep and Nas and Az and Busta and the list goes on. Even from when I was younger, the Big Daddy Kanes and the
Mhm.
KRS Ones and the EPMDs. And so, as an artist that's doing it and living in NYC, do you feel like New York has lost its traction when it comes to music? Is it still as big as it once was, or what do you feel about that?
Definitely, we definitely lost it because it's not about the music no more. Yeah, it's not about the music, and that's the sad part about it because it's about following trends or doing something because that's what's popping right now, or doing it for likes. It's not about, that's where it's messed up. It's not about the music. It's not about the bars, the lyrics. It don't. It's just if it's catchy, nigga, that then you hot. And I love music way too much to just write anything or because I can get you signed. Say this or say I'm not doing that though. That's not who I am. So it pisses me off. I'm like with you, and like I wish we was back then with the music. You understand what I'm saying? The Nas, the Method Man, the DMX, these are my people, the Lil Kim, Remy's, like where you had to spit your shit for real. Like niggas wasn't taking nothing less. They didn't want nothing less. If you was trash, you had to go. Bye.
Okay, okay. And so, I'm gonna ask you one more thing. So, upon me looking on your YouTube,
Mhm.
you have a lot of freestyles on there.
Mhm.
And so, tell me about working with that. With Are you working with the same videographer, or it's different people that shoot your videos?
Uh, my manager and my videographer is the same person.
Okay, 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 okay. Great, great, great. All right, so I seen you got some freestyles out there and whatnot, man, and yo, so just kind of tell me about those freestyles and how y'all brought that to life. Because you got some because you got some dope video production. So how
Thank
did y'all
you.
kind of bring that to life? And he's so centric when it comes to capturing the video and stuff like that. When it when it make the video look like you're somewhere else, you're somewhere else, and you're really not in New York, but you're in New York. So so
Mhm.
how is that for you?
Well, it's more so, but like I was with him last night, for instance, and we was talking about my song that I about to release, and I was like, "Yo, Kane, I want to do like a set it off," and he was like, "Yo, I think you should do like a '90s, the beat." But so it's like me and him, we'll go back and forth with the video, like as far as what we think we should do, and then we just combine the two together, like. To the moon video, I don't know if you saw that with the body paint. That was me. I'm like, yo, Kane, I want to do the body paint. And he was like, yo, I think you should have some stars on your ass. So it just be both of us really more so that it come to like, and it always works. It always works. Like I love my team. It always works.
Okay, okay, okay. As far as your single right now, the single that you're pushing, and shout out to your publicist MJ for definitely connecting the
Shout out
dots.
to MJ.
Yeah, I appreciate her. And so as far as that single, how well is it doing in NYC right now?
Oh, it's doing great. It's doing great in NYC. It's doing great in Atlanta. I used to live in Atlanta 3 years ago, so I got a big following out there. They love me out there. I actually can't wait to move back. The support and the love you get out there is way different from New York. I'm here. I live here for real. So I know that, from me living out there and people walking in the elevator and like, hey, you rap, man, to being out here and people rather look you up and down. It's like, what the hell I did to you? Um, it's just it's a big difference. It's a big difference. Big difference.
Okay, okay. So with you living in the South, as far as you getting the love, you getting the hospitality,
Hmm.
and as far as how they put music out in the South versus how they put music out in New York, what is the difference for you looking from an artistry perspective?
Just support. I mean, and I like the support. The way they back you up out there, like you can say, "Hey, man, I'm shooting a video." Yo, the kids, everybody gonna be out there. New York, you can be like, "Hey, y'all, I'm shooting a video." They gonna be like crickets. You probably get, just your family to show up. Yeah, like it's just so sad because the support. It's like the love is so much love and hospitality out there. It's genuine. New York people, man, like we rather hate on each other and this shit weird as hell. It's weird. That's why I ain't on, cause niggas want you to be a dick eater and I ain't that. I ain't that. So that's the difference. That's why I can't wait to get back to the A. Me and my team about to be out there.
Okay,
Me and my
okay. Well,
team about to be out there.
I'm glad you say that because my
Mhm.
partner live in the A, and he been in
Mhm.
the music business over 25 years. You know, my partner Icon, and I've been in the business over 25 years as well. And so we we have, had the chance to travel all over the nation and just really see different vibes when it comes to the
Mhm.
music industry. But he lives in the A, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him the floor.
Okay.
I was gonna ask you. I know you can't really change. You can't change the vibes or whatever over the years from the '80s, '90s, 2000s. But how difficult or how was it? Oh, like before, maybe I say like the last 4 or 5 years with Mario Foreigns and the drill music in New York and all that. How hard was it in New York? Because New York kind of had that stigma of falling off, and it wasn't popping no more. It wasn't hot. So what was that time frame when you were younger, trying to navigate up to this point where New York music, started to make its comeback?
um, I I I can't really say it was because I didn't. I only been doing it for 7 years. So from me being younger, like publicly to now, to hear what we used to got to what we get now. Right here, sir. Thank you. Sorry. It's a big difference. It like I said, it's a big difference. It's not about bars. It's not about any just you can just say something that's hot and catchy and you understand what I'm saying. You on opposed to somebody that's really spitting a bars. That is a big difference, and it's hard now because if you're not doing what everybody else doing to get on, then you're like you basically feel like you're doing it for nothing. But you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe in what you're doing.
She,
Yeah, she froze a little bit. So yeah, man. But you remember when we was growing up, Icon, man. We used to be outside the music store, and that store used to be wrapped around the corner like they were selling joints in there. But we was getting the new music that was coming out,
uh-huh. Well,
and I think the music industry kind of took a lot away, man, when they went all digital. I think it should be digital and analog, just for those specific reasons, man. Because a lot of people don't want to do the streaming service. A lot of people still. It's crazy, man. When you told me that you talked to your man in the music store and he said how much uh, music still sells, the physical copies.
yeah,
And
yeah.
if you can talk to us about what he told you uh, when it was his best year.
Well, when I talked to him last year, beginning of last year, he was telling me in the middle of last year, like last April, I think it was, and I went into the store down in Riverdale, Georgia. Um, I think it's called K&B Sounds. I think that's the name of the store. He's a Jamaican guy, and he was telling me that he had his best CD and vinyl store sale in 10 years last year, and he won like he had just came back from winning like record store of the year or retail store of the year or something like that in Alabama or whatever. But he even showed me his books. Like he pulled out the thing because he kind of old school, so he writes down everything, every CD or whatever he sells. Um, so he writes down. So he showed me the books, and then he was like, "Is old school, new school?" He sells it all. He see old new school CDs, old school. He sells everything from rap to R&B, new school R&B, old school R&B, to Southern soul music, to a little bit of everything. And so he was just saying that it's a misconception that in our world, because I think it's like I think he was telling. I think he was one telling me it's like 1,300 vinyl stores across America, or like analog type stores with when it comes to CDs and records, when it comes to like other genre of music, and it's like maybe still like 700 or something. So like regular urban record stores, but but we've got this misconception in the hip hop world that we don't buy CDs no more. Because it's not even about buying; it's about not looking cool. So if I'm talking to my kids in their generation, I'm just like, oh, I got this new CD by Drake. They be like, CD, Dad, don't nobody listen to CDs no more. But you know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, people still want to have that feeling. And the thing about it was he was one of a few stores that would do in stores. He was doing in stores 10 years ago. The first in store he ever did, I was covering it when I was doing radio, and he did an in store with 2 Chainz first album. When 2 Chainz came out, and everybody bought the CD, whatever. He signed it and took pictures or whatever. So to me, I think that's what we got to get back to. We got to get back to that. I think that's the biggest problem in music now is that we can't we know only way we know anything about the artist through social media. But I think when you have those moments, those interactions with that artist in those situations, I think it gives you more of the insight or gives you like a better understanding of what the artist that you're looking at or whatever and what you're dealing with, and not all the mess. You know what I'm saying? All the outside noise and all the outside mess. But I think that's definitely a big thing, because I think Southern soul music, they still into that, because one thing I really respect about Southern soul music is that they still do the old school stuff they're supposed to do to get on. They still do the chitlin circuit. They still sell CDs. They still do certain things you got to do to put yourself out there the right way, and not just all on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, and think that's the only way for you to get on, because it makes you lazy. You know what I'm saying? To make these young artists lazy, because they think I don't have to be in the clubs no more. I don't have to be on the scene. Yes, you do. You know what I mean? And whatever, you still need to be out there in front of the folk if you want to have a lasting effect on the music scene. So that's my whole thing about behind it.
Okay.
I mean, so I don't know what's going on. I think she's trying to come back on now.
Okay. Cool.
I got back in the house. I apologize about that.
Oh, okay.
No problem. No problem. No problem. So I can go ahead and continue.
No, that was it. That's all I was really saying about that. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So, and saying that because we was just talking about the analog and the digital world, and I was just telling my partners that it's a misconception that people don't buy CDs and vinyl no more. And I was in a record store last year in Atlanta, in Riverdale, Georgia, and it's a place, and you need to go down there. It's called K&B Sounds, and
Mm-hmm.
if you want your own, do your consignment situation, he'll do consignments with you. They do in stores, so like the first time, because for years he's been doing in store autograph signings with major artists. From the first time I ever went, it was 2 Chainz on his first album.
Mm-hmm.
Doing all that for the
Okay.
last 10, 12 years, still been doing the artists, having them coming in when in store signings at the week they album come out. So you
Okay.
definitely tell the best CD sale last year. 2023-22 was his best CD and vinyl years. So he said this whole misconception in our world that that's not
Mm-hmm.
popular was false. You know what I'm saying? Because especially somebody like yourself that's independent, you might can still sell. You might can sell 1,000 copies and make 10 grand or whatever.
Right,
You know.
right,
So
right, right.
what do you think about analog and digital world? You kind of like one of those. You in that generation of artists that's kind of worlds. You know, came in, kind of dealt with having to be in the streets and sell CDs to bring
Yeah.
how do
Hmm.
you
I told my team that I just was telling my team that like when we dropped my when we dropped my EP, I want to actually go outside and shake people's hand and say, hey, like they used to do back in the days, rather than just throw it out on a platform. I actually want them to go out and say, hey, listen to this song, have a pair of extra headphones. Me and my two, team members, we just walking around and letting people hear it and getting the input like you used to do back in the days. Hey, follow me, instead of just so I can really say, like, I know each and every last one of my followers, each and every last one of my supporters. You understand what I'm saying? I know them. I went out, I shook their hand, I met them. You understand? Like, I know them. So that's that era. I definitely want to bring that back right there, where you had to really go out and meet the people that to see why they really why they fuck with you. So they see hear their story if they can relate, because a lot of people can relate to your music. It'd be weird to me being a new artist, to watch females break down and cry, and they'd be like, "Bro, what happened?" And they like, "No, it's just like it's a song though." But I get it. We all going through something. So I can't wait to get back outside that era right there and stand outside the train stations and hand out cards and say, "Hey, I'm Lady B. Follow me. I'm an artist." I can't wait to do that.
And,
That's the plan.
and see, that's the thing about you. As the late Mo 3 said, people scared to come outside. They
Nah,
won't come outside.
I'm not.
And so with you saying you gonna come outside and you gonna bang the pavement
Mhm.
like we did in the day. I remember, man.
Yeah, I
When
just bought a
when
speaker yesterday, so we could be
right,
walking around with that speaker, letting people know, tune in, tap in,
right,
and be
right,
on the
right,
big shopping blocks, Third Avenue, Fordham Road, Jamaica
right,
Avenue. Yeah, they gonna know who I am. But I want to be able to say I went out there and I met them personally. I didn't buy these followers. I didn't. You understand? Everything. This is authentic. This is real. They can say they met me. That
right.
ass.
I remember back in the day. Somebody might walk up to somebody. What's up, man?
Mhm.
I heard Jermaine's hot. I heard he can rap. Tell him to come
Mhm.
outside.
Oh
Let's see
yeah.
what it is. You know what I mean? And they
Mhm.
just battle right there in the streets, and then it might be them and two other people watching it first, but
Mhm.
soon as people walk by, there's about 40, 50 people out there. You know what I mean? Just watching the battle.
Watching the
So
battle, yeah, just
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
just
So
started accumulating, watching because it's
right,
interesting.
right. So I think we really, really need to get back to that when people was outside,
Hmm.
when even when artists did free concerts in the park, and like gave back to the kids like a book bag drive
Yeah, so
or
I can't wait. I can't wait. That's all I speak on to my team. My hood don't, not for nothing. They don't even really fuck with me like that. But I can't wait to come back and get them turkeys and say, "Here, your moms don't like me, but here, baby, this book bag is for you." I don't know why she don't like me.
you
I
know
don't
what? You know what? You petty. She said your mom don't like, but this book bag for you. I
know.
can she big
I
petty.
can't wait to get back. I can't wait to open up a performing arts center so that little girls like me
Right.
that thought they could be that being in the streets was it. Nah, baby girl, you can come in the studio. You can be a dancer. You can do
That's
whatever
right.
you want in this studio right here. You
That's
understand what
right.
I'm saying?
It sounds like you should be talking to your team about really starting your own nonprofit. So you can get that grant money to do what you want to do.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's an idea. Thank you. I
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
will be
yeah,
talking to them
yeah.
about
Cause
that nonprofit. That's fire. I didn't
like,
think
cause
about
you, performing arts and music go up under that. So, and then you got the educational music, and then you
that.
got the community where you do the events and especially if you're doing something and you're keeping it clean, you're keeping it positive.
Mhm.
Your your local city councilman or your county councilman or even the mayor will get behind you and to show you how the city can really help you. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's definitely a lane, but artists don't think about that lane like that because they don't have this notion of giving back. How can I be impactful to get write-ups in different newspapers, different blogs and stuff like that where I'm impacting the community, but I'm using the art form of music to do that, to impact the
Mm-hmm.
community. So it's always a way to impact cause maybe this young lady don't want to rap, but maybe she want to own a company and
Mm-hmm.
and,
Right,
and,
right.
and,
Yeah,
and,
that's
and
true.
maybe she want to be a studio engineer
Mm-hmm.
or maybe she want to get into management or
Right,
or maybe she's a fashion designer that want to make clothes for females like yourself. You know what I
right.
mean?
It's true.
Yeah. So you definitely got to impact the youth. So you
For
definitely got to
sure.
impact the youth and your peers, cause people that's in the industry like you, that's independent, that might be something that can inspire them, where they be like, oh, you know what? This is a great movement. What can I do to help? But what can I do to support? So you never know who life you're gonna touch. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
So yeah.
I
So back you,
agree.
right. I come back to you, man.
No, I was gonna say, and then we know the whole, CD, being in the streets and selling CDs and stuff. It works because it ain't been that, but maybe a few years since Troy Ave was doing it, and
Mm-hmm.
Troy
Straight. Mm-hmm.
off for just doing it that way. Like he, you know what I mean, and was able to move around and get outside by pulling up, like she said, gas stations and grocery stores, and doing whatever on the block, radio, when the boom box and the whole thing, whatever he had to do to get his music out there. So I think people still want to have that feeling or whatever, especially I go through New York from time to time, and New York is one of them places. Hell, they still even talk the same like from back in the day. What's up, B and all? So that feeling you could tell by the way things they do in New York. They just kind of like they always seem like old school to me, like the way
Mm-hmm.
they don't y'all don't really like and that's why it always was weird to me how the music changed up so much. Cause I'm just like, man, because it used to be a time like us being from the South, when you was from New York, automatically, I don't care if your music was whack, you could spit. You know what I'm saying? The
Mm-hmm.
song might not be the greatest song in the world, but lyrically, but like my partner, I said, when you from New York, you had to spit. I tell my
Right,
son that
right. I
I said,
agree.
it's like you don't know what you gonna get. You know what I'm saying? And me listening to I'm like, okay, she kind of got that. I could tell she got that old soul. She got that old vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it to you raw. So your experiences with your music, yeah, I know you said all of it's real and whatever. So when it comes, talk a lot about relationships or whatever. So did you have like a couple of hard relationships that kind of made you kind of be a little bit more aware or taught lessons in life that you could.
um. Yes. Well, I know that song is from meeting my situation that I had when I had moved to Atlanta. He said he would support me and stuff, and then we started dating. It was like, yeah, you ain't no rapper. Why? It's always about the studio, and he was like, why don't you make me a song? And so I was like, all right, no problem. My manager had sent me that beat, made it, sent it to him, and it was like he did like it was no reaction, and I done had everybody else like, yo, that's so hot. Other niggas like, yo, that's fire. He gonna love it. And his reaction was just like, all right. It's just like, damn, going to Grushin or PD Paradise. They like, hey Jay, man, your girl rap. Hey, she rap for real. She rap like niggas. Like, hey, why you ain't trying to get her features or putting her in the studio with 21? And it was like to have your partner not support you and everybody see that around you. I couldn't write nothing. Like I'll call my manager. I'll be like, "Yo, Kane, I'm so stressed out," and I'll be listening to a beat. And I'll be like, "Yo, I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna write a song." And all I could write was what me and this man was going through, and I hated it. I hate that. I write exactly what I'm feeling, what I'm going through. I don't know when that stage is gonna pass, but I want to sometimes just write, But it's like I always have to write what I'm feeling, what I'm going through at that moment, and it's like. So my heart definitely got broke. For real, it definitely did. I'm upset about it, but it happens. It was a learning lesson. I was karma is real. That's what I learned from that situation because I had some men that was real loyal and truthful to me, and I was a piece of shit. And I know, God said, yeah, now you love this man, and he's gonna show you something because you broke a couple of hearts, and I took it for what it was. and I put it in my music. He hates me for that. Like, yo, why you keep writing songs about me? And you know, you guys will see as time go along. I have so much original music that's just basically our relationship. You know,
Okay.
Well,
so I
you definitely
definitely
got
got my heart broke.
definitely got I'm gonna say I know she been in Atlanta road, so if you know about we talking about Decatur in the you know what I'm saying like that.
Hmm.
You gotta move a certain way when you down there. You know
Yeah.
them, you know what I'm
You
saying. You
ain't
can't.
never lie.
So because this is what I always tell my partner. I moved to Atlanta in '08, and between a part far as like '08 and probably about 13, 14, the showcase open mic scene was on fire. And
Hmm.
I don't know because you were there or whatever, but when I moved away, I got out the music business for a while, and then over the last couple of years, I noticed that those scenes aren't relevant like they used to be. So when you was out there, what did you see? How was the energy and the vibe in those scenes when you was out there or whatever, or then right maybe up to the point where you left and went back to New York?
Um, it was amazing. Like I used to call my manager. I used to be in the studio with people, and I'm hearing like how they rap, and I'm like, "Yo, King, they not saying that, and they just like, all right, punch me back." And it's like, yo, I'm like, yo, I don't know how they doing this. Like, just watching like different artists because that was my first time. Going to not well, I worked with artists. I worked with another artist in Jamaica when I went to Jamaica. Um, but this was my first time working with country artists, and I just love their style. Like the support is everything to like the way they support you. Like it's just so amazing. I wish New York could really see that and get on that timing. uh the way you could say, they want to be there. Like people want to be there. Like they don't want to miss it. Like, hey B, you got radio? Hey, you doing a podcast? Everybody would have been in this room right now. You understand what I'm saying? It's just a difference, and that's why me and my team we going back. So I'll be seeing you soon because we coming out there.
Okay.
We
Okay.
coming. So
That's what's
it's
up.
just everything. The difference between New York and Atlanta as far as music is just support. Like they ain't got no hate. You understand what I'm saying? They want to see everybody win. The black people support the black owned businesses. They support each other, the artists, everything. That shit in New York is like a headache to get somebody to buy a ticket. Like, get the fuck on, bro. And I'm making you gonna be the first one right here with your hand out. Fuck that. Like, it just be fucked up because it's like, damn, the world messed up.
I can dig it. I can dig it. And for you as far as music production, what type of production do you like as far as who is the producer that you would want to work with that would give you that sound that you haven't had yet?
Hmm. Who was a producer that I would want to work with? There's a couple of producers that I definitely like. Somebody that I would want to work with. Um,
I would love to see you work with Jess Blaze, and I would love to see you work with Al Chemist and
Beatmakers is cool.
yeah, and Havoc from Mob Deep as well.
Havoc from Mob Deep.
You have,
Oh yeah, but
have
one of my producers here is Music Maestro. I don't know if you know who that is.
Hmm.
That's who made
what's
the beat for. That's who made I know.
Okay.
He worked with Dipset. He worked with Mary J. Blige. Um, yeah, he makes a. I like to do samples of like like our old hits like "So Into You," "Why I Love You," Monica. That's the issue that I'm having right now. I love sample. I love our old school music, and I just flip it into just a new style. Freestyles I had to let go, so that's why I started sampling. Now it's just getting the samples cleared. Is what the issue we're
Oh
having.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like that's the biggest issue. Majority of my original songs are or samples, like "Lean on Me." It's just mad and it good songs. It's just like "One Call Away," "Chingy." I got so, but there's like the clearance. It's like, yo,
I
I,
would. I would. I would most definitely tell you to stay away from them samples. But what I would tell you to do
Mm-hmm.
is kind of get your engineer or your producer to break it down where he can sample your voice and put it in the synthesizer keyboard, and you sample your own voice on your music, like have you talking in the background or
Okay,
you
I
know,
see what you're saying.
sample your
Mm-hmm.
own voice, and
Mm-hmm.
so that way you ain't got to get it cleared. You know what I mean? Or when you and your manager having some conversations and they're real intellectual and high end conversations about the business, you can kind of use that as a drop in the background, and there you have it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask you too because the rap, it's not a lot. It's more than it's ever been, but it's still not a lot like it is male artists, and especially the ones that come, up north. Have you been able to reach out, or did you grow up or been around certain artists that might have had a little, fame like a Scar Lip or, I know Cardi B on a
Yeah,
whole.
I'm always, because the weed events, they throw weed events out here, where the vendors, sell their weed and they have artists perform. So I'm pretty much always around people. It's just I feel like they want you on your knees. You understand what I'm saying? I just cannot. I can't do that. You understand? Like I want people to just respect me for my bars. I'm a female, so I know people gonna look at you as an artist when I've been in a room with Jim Jones. I be around a lot of, people in the industry. But it's just like I feel like they want you to be like I can't do that. I gotta stand for something because I'm a female for one. I talk a lot of shit in my songs. My mouth is outrageous. And then, I don't want people to think that I'm using my big butt and my smile to get shit. Nah. I want people to respect me as an artist. Like, I don't care what I say. You got niggas that talk about guns all day and you ain't never shoot one. My boy got head. But I ain't judging you, so don't judge me for talking about, my boom boom or what I do. But it seems like because you're a woman, you gotta just be, and that's why it don't matter who I'm in the room with, I still gotta be like strong and stand on what I stand on. That's
Please
just
do,
me.
please
Mhm.
do, please do,
Mhm.
please do,
And
please do.
I do. I promise you, I do.
Stand on what you stand on,
I
because
do.
at the end of the day, when it's said and done, and you're successful, people not only you gonna say it, but people gonna say, "Oh, she did that. She
Mhm.
ain't take no shorts." You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and that's the thing. Like I don't want because I'm a female. So me and my manager, when we leave in the studio, we tip the engineers. And they like, nah, she good. And I'm like, nah, that's your tip, my boy. And they like, what? I'm like, yeah, thank you for working with me because I want people to know, like, yo, I'm not trying to use this stage, the ass. I know it's nice and stuff, but I'm not using that. I'm when it comes to my music, it's about my music, and that's it. And you gonna respect Lady B because that's all I got is my name. You feel me? So. And my bars, I got my name and my bars. You ain't gonna play with neither one.
And 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 and, and so, Lady B, respectfully though,
Hmm.
um, have you entered that modeling and that acting world as of yet?
No, not yet.
Now, is that something that's kind of that's on your mind that you want to do later in life, or
Yeah, I definitely, I have like so many different ideas for like shows and stuff I want to do. Like I'm gonna do, it's just like once I get one for like the nonprofit thing you said with the kids, and I'll keep going because it's a lot of stuff that I definitely want to do. I definitely got a show I want to do, 10 Freaky Girls. You understand?
hmm hmm
So I need bitches to stand on their shit. What makes you say you freakier than that bitch? And just females being real. And it's not about being a hoe. It's not just about being yourself and standing on that shit and owning that shit. You understand what I'm saying? You said you had sex with her, nigga. Go tell her. Like you have to be. Look, my sister told me, can I be in it? No. But yeah, I just that is like one of my shows. I can't wait to do 10 Freaky Girls. We're gonna have the guy today ring the doorbell. It's gonna be a good show. That's probably gonna have to be in Atlanta.
right. And so, with that being said, based on your new single,
Mhm.
um, are you guys creating some tour dates? You know, um, in New York and outside of New York.
We're gonna be talking to MJ about that soon. She's shout out to MJ again. She's working with me and my team right now, so that'll be the next step. It was more so of just pushing, promoting a single and getting it out there. So that's the next step, to start booking up shows, and I'll definitely keep you guys informed.
Right, right. So are you accepting down south features right now?
Yeah, uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what does it take for an artist to feature with you?
They just have to go through my manager, King Green, and then from there he'll let them know everything.
Okay,
He'll
okay,
let them know everything.
okay,
Yeah, you just have to go through. Anybody just have to go like through King Green. I just like to do stuff the right way.
okay.
You understand? Like, if people come to me,
Yes.
they like, yeah, hey, and I'm like, nah, go to my manager, and then it's like they don't want to go to him. It's like, yo, bro, what's so hard about that? Why you just go to
Well, I think sometimes artists want to build a rapport.
That makes
Like
sense.
like you can say go through my manager, but they be like, but yo, I'm an artist just like you artist. So
Hmm.
let's kind of vibe and see what we can do. But I don't mind going through your manager. Of course, there's protocol, but I just still want to know you as an artist and really catch the vibe
That's true. I
because
never thought about that. Thank you.
yeah, yeah. Because when you in the studio with somebody, a studio session got to be a whole vibe, or something gonna be off. It's got to be a
Mhm.
vibe. And so,
Mhm.
and so, sometimes artists got to vibe with each other, and they brainstorm together to come with some crazy type of idea for this song that can grab people. Like if this artist is in Charlotte, North Carolina, and you're in New York,
Mhm.
is give y'all a chance to cross promote and cross brand each other.
Yeah, that's
Cause
true.
he got he can get the New York artist and you can get the North Carolina artist,
Mhm.
and based off that, y'all may can do 5 or 6 shows together.
Right, right. It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
Thank you for that
yeah,
insight. That make a lot of sense. I never thought
yeah.
about it like that.
Thing
Cool.
about this too is like I used to tell my artists all the time because I've been managing artists since like back in the '90s all the way up to mid 2000, 2015, 16, whatever it was. So
Mhm.
the one I used to tell my artists we would go out is like when you do the open mic showcases with whatever it is, then you gotta go around, you gotta mingle, you gotta network with other artists, producers, whatever. So when the manager comes into play, the manager really comes into play when it's actually maybe some paperwork need to be dealt with and some when y'all trying to put something together as far as a project or something and we
Right.
gotta
Mhm.
how to how this money gonna break down in situations like that, or let's just say somebody from a label trying to holler. That's when your manager really need to get
Come
involved.
in. Okay.
It's artist to artist, and they kind of on your same level or whatever it is, and
Right.
you
Mhm.
want vibing with them. Just like if you hear all the time, they'll be like, "Oh man," you might hear artists say, "Yeah, Jim Jones or this one reached out, whatever, DM me or whatever, and we work, we put something together." And that's when the managers and all the other people come into play. But a lot of
Right.
times,
Right.
throw out, "Oh, call my manager," then an artist does get offended because they like, "Ah, man, like I was in Vegas
Yes.
with my son,
No, I
like, like
agree.
charge my son," and I'm like, "They ain't even doing no more than what you doing. Like, they go,
No,
how they trying to
I
charge?"
agree.
So it's like you got a vibe, and then once we get to know each other, figure out the logistics and the money part of it. But let's get in vibe first before we start talking about going through managers and all of that. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
And
So
Mhm.
now, and now, and now I want to say this to all independent artists: there's 3 platforms that's gonna get you hot, and that's gonna bring your followers over to IG and TikTok and Instagram and places like that. That SoundCloud,
Mhm.
that Audio Max, and that Bandcamp. It's gonna get an independent artist hot because I've seen independent artists drop mixtapes on their SoundCloud, and they have over 3-4 million followers on SoundCloud.
Mhm.
Which that trickles over into IG and things and Facebook. So
Right.
I tell people, I know we got the Apple and the Tidal and the Spotify and stuff, but listen, man, them them promotional sites that we've been used, like the SoundCloud, the AudioMac, the Bandcamp, the Reverb Nation, they still work. And the thing
Right.
about the Reverb Nation, I was on there the other day, and people like, what are you talking about? because they still ink deals for artists. They still put artists in these festivals and play, because a lot of the premier promoters of these festivals still work their Reverb Nation page, because there's so many other artists that's outside the US that's still on there that want to get overseas to these festivals. So
Right.
I tell artists, man, still use all your resources. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just because we got Spotify and iTunes and Tidal and places like that
Don't
doesn't mean
forget
there's
where it
not
started at.
right. It doesn't mean there's not resources on these other platforms that you used to use. You know
Right,
what I
right.
mean?
It's true.
Yeah. So
It's true because somebody, the cab I was in the other day, he didn't have Apple. He didn't have nothing. He had only SoundCloud. And I was like, nah, I can't give you. He was like, you're not on SoundCloud, but I am. But it was me and my when I first started, so it was all me and my old rap partner, music that came up. Once I became, and by myself a solo artist, we just started, doing distribution through, United Masters. So none of my music is on that by myself. Is on SoundCloud. So that was something that I was supposed to talk to my team about. Like, hey, should we start putting stuff back on SoundCloud? Because he couldn't find it. He don't have no other form of, I'm like, yo, go to YouTube. Be like, nah, just use SoundCloud because it can play in the background. I'm like, oh, I get what you're saying. So it's true what you're saying. Yeah, as artists, we definitely forget where we come from. You can't forget where you started at all.
all right, I come back. That's all I have, man. So let me do the drop.
Yeah.
You're not tapped in with the 95 South Podcast Show, streaming in 191 countries, powered by the Village Global Network and Zeno FM, with online additional monitoring by online radio box. You're tapped in with the 95 Podcast Show, live with Icon E and yours truly, King Jacob.
And you can see us and you can hear us in certain countries, Germany, Russia, Africa, Jamaica, Hungary, Sudan. You know what I mean? So that's just to name a few that we want to shout out each week. As far as Greece, you know what I mean, countries like that. So we just want to Italy. We just want to shout out a few countries, Dubai. These are some of the countries that you'll hear these episodes on. So just shout out to all those countries and all the support. So Lady B, just tell her where they can find you. Anything you got coming up, and
There's more music definitely gonna be on the way always. Thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate it. You can find me on all platforms, LADII Nova _B _ and it's music always coming. So I'm probably gonna be dropping something like next week. I'm be dropping a lot more content behind the scenes, what it takes to be an independent artist, and working in the studio, just me and my team, just showing everybody really what it takes and how it's not easy because people be like no videos, no work, and it's like yo, y'all don't know it's not that easy. I wish I could, but it costs. So
yeah, for sure.
we're gonna just start doing like a day in the life of an independent artist. So I'll be dropping like me and my manager will be dropping like content on studio and me having this me writing a verse and I'm saying hey B nah that's not cool, change that, and showing people it really is a lot. It is not just writing, it's a lot when you doing music. It's a lot.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming.
Thank you
Much
guys for
success to
having
you.
me.
Yeah, much success to you, and
Thank you.
see you soon, and you keep rising to the top, and we'll
Thank you.
stay locked in.
Yes, I appreciate it.
All right,
All
and
right, have a
everybody,
good one.
Bye bye.
everybody have a blessed weekend.
The same to you.
We got the good vibes, got the 1942